Hey now, what's going on? It's good old sunshine out here today. Make sure you get plenty of it. Make sure you get them babies out there. And I'm not saying set them out there in there, set them out there in it and let them cook. I'm saying get them out there and get a little sun while you can. Get them out there. I don't believe in, real quick, this ain't what the subject is about, but I don't believe in these sunscreens and that kind of thing. Especially for little brown people. You might want to do a little shea butter, a little hemp seed oil, or something like that to be sufficient enough for a little sunscreen. But and you don't want to sit them directly in it for a long period of time, you know. But and it depends on what time of day it is. So just watch it. But I wasn't putting any of that. Just read the ingredients of that sunscreen stuff and just judge for yourself what you think about it. I teach people how to read the ingredients. But start doing that. Start reading the ingredients of these things. And a lot of times, if you learn how to read the ingredients, people can't fool you. You can't be fooled when you know what's in certain things, and you also have a search engine that can tell you what that stuff is. But with that said, I want to tell you about what went down with me yesterday with a brand new customer that came in. And if she's watching this, this is not directed toward you. It was just a learning experience. So she came in and I say she's a little bit older than me. I'm almost 60. I would say she's a little bit older than me. And the reason why I'm giving you that is because she was a senior. And we still have these certain perceptions of things that we haven't been taught. And once we got into the conversation, she kind of went back to that and said, you know what? You know, we weren't taught that as kids, and that's probably why I didn't think that. But here's what happened. She said she came in. I always ask when people come in, I say, how you hear about us? Well, she said she knew somebody, and they come in all the time, and they get their herbals and stuff. You know, so she decided to finally come over, and she really liked our little place. And, you know, so we got to having a conversation. She says, well, I think he takes a little bit too many herbs at once. You know, I think he kind of overdo it. And me being me and understanding everything pretty much going on in the herbal world, I said, well, what do you mean by that? And she said, well, I think he does too much. I think he takes too many at one time. I said, you know, herbs are food, right? Yeah, but I just think he kind of overdoes it. He kind of do it. He kind of takes too many at one time. Without being too repetitive, I mean, this is how it went. So I was questioning her to get her to understand. I said, well, if herbs are food, then I think it's safe to take them. You know, it depends on what they are or what have you, but I don't think he's doing so much. I said, how you think he's doing too much? And she didn't know. She's just saying he's doing too much because of what she's been taught coming up or what she hadn't been taught. So I said, herbs are food. I said, I do recommend when you start taking herbals that you don't take them all at one time, but some people like to just drop them all at one time. And I say, well, if it don't hurt your stomach or if you don't have any problems, then okay. But I recommend that you take them 2 or 3 hours apart. That's why I like to do my herbs. And I said, the reason why I'm saying that, ma'am, is because I take a lot of herbals. I said, but I take my herbs 2 or 3 hours apart I said I take herbs for libido. I take multivitamin. I take herbs for greens. I take herbs for digestion, heart health, circulation. So I take a lot of herbals too, and that's why I said I've been doing this for 15 years, and I said I'm just trying to understand what's going on. I said, let me say this. I said other cultures cook with a lot of herbs. I said sometimes they cook with 10, 15 different herbs. She said, who you know cook with? I said Indian culture, for one. African culture. See, these people, they put the herbs already in their food, and they don't have the problems that us Americans have. And she's like, yeah, you're right. I said, so they can cook with 7, 8 different kind of herbs. I know some Indian dishes that has cumin, cinnamon, ginger, cayenne, fenugreek. It's just so many herbals out there that they just cook with that it's already in the food, so you're not thinking. I say, is that a lot of herbs? And she's like, you know what? That is a lot of herbs. And I said, well, what about even Kentucky Fried Chicken? Back in the day, they used to say 11 herbs and spices. I said, that's 11 right there. So is that too many herbals? She's like, I didn't think of it like that. We not really taught that when we're coming up. And I say, yes. And that's why we're probably the sickest people on the planet, because we don't put herbs and spices in our food. The correct herbs and spices. I said, pretty much what we know is salt, pepper, seasoning salt, maybe a little onion powder. A lot of times we don't even cook with garlic because we don't like the smell and stuff, So it's dishes out there that are in other cultures that they use. I mean, the amount of herbs they use sometimes far reach herbs I take on a daily basis. But I said all that to say her perception of herbals. She thought, in her opinion, he was doing too much. And I'm not going to say you can't do too much. You can do too much of anything. That's why I say drink plenty of water when you take your herbs. Take them 2 or 3 hours apart. But, some people say, I just like to drop them early in the morning and get them over with. I don't necessarily agree with that. But if it don't hurt you, then, go ahead. And we got to understand that herbs are food. So, my circulation formula, it says hawthorn berries, garlic, ginger, cayenne, chickweed, a lot of circulatory herbs. So it's, you have 6, 7, 8 different herbs right there. The multivitamin has about 10 herbs in it. So that's why I was just trying to explain to her, and I think she got it. And that's what I'm here for, to kind of make you understand some things that may not make any sense. Said he was doing too much with the herbals, and I had to explain otherwise. Now, are we doing too much at Thanksgiving dinner when we doing the sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese, turkey, dressing, green beans, greens, what's some called deviled eggs, all that stuff on one plate. Turkey, chicken, ham. See, that's what's that, I named out about 8 different things right there, but that's heavy food. But we don't think twice about that. We think that's okay. That's why when people eat that really heavy meal like that at Thanksgiving, next thing you know, you see Uncle Joe, he's nodding. He didn't nod at all because the body digesting that stuff, it's working it to death. And we don't even take ginger. Where is ginger in any of that food I said? Where is fenugreek? Where is cinnamon? Where is anything to help you digest that? That's why you passing out. That's why you're just extremely tired. That's why your hair is gray. Because it's taking so much for your body to digest them kind of things, them heavy meals, they just push you to sleep. It's taking energy from you. Aging you prematurely. We don't understand that. I learned that in my journey to health. I'm like, dang. So when I eat, a lot of times, I take ginger. Take a couple of gingers before I eat. If I forget, I take a couple of gingers after I eat. Does that make sense? To help me digest the food. So my stomach acids don't have to work. My digestive tract don't have to work that hard. I need a little help. But I hope I explained that okay. She had this different thought process, and I think I kind of got to her and help her change what she was, trying to understand about herbs, because I told her herbs are food. For number one, herbs are food. Sea vegetables are food. Macaroni and cheese, not real food in nature. No, that's not food. There might be food in a matrix, but that's not food in nature. Fried chicken, food in the matrix, not food in nature. Ginger is food in nature. Follow me? Cinnamon is food in nature. Garlic is food in nature. Although some people have a problem with garlic, I know a lot of healers that don't have a problem with garlic. So just don't overuse anything. I personally don't have a problem with garlic. I like the way it kind of helps out to rid parasites of the body. I know Sebi said it's, it kind of messes with the brain. That's his opinion. And I do respect a lot of what Sebi say. But do I agree with 100% of what he say? No. I don't agree with 100% of any healers. I agree with a lot of them, though. But I have my own thoughts on a lot of things, too. That's why when you take, even from me, you take in what I'm talking about, and then you digest and use the vitamins and minerals, so to speak, of what I'm talking about, and the thing that you can't understand or you can't process, then you let go of it. You just kind of let that go through the digestive tract or the thought process. And that's how it works. Things been working for me. A lot of people don't understand. I've been doing this for 15 years. A lot of herbs I've been taking for 15 years. I've had my store for 10 years. So I started this journey way before I even had my store. So I was 5 years in, experimenting on myself and getting the things together for myself and my family. Even my grandchildren. My son, he wasn't too much on this, but he saw how things worked for my grandchildren coming up when they used to get so-called colds and allergies and that kind of thing, which I think a common cold, in my opinion, is a detox. Your body's just detoxing things, and you just got to help the body out, just boost the immune system. And I think you give it things that it don't understand, like a lot of these, over-the-counter things. I think it slows down the process, and that's just my opinion. Does the body understand elderberries? Is elderberries grown in nature? The body understand moringa? Is moringa grown in nature? Does it understand parsley? That's another herbal that I missed that is high in Indian culture, and they cook with parsley and these kind of things, and parsley is in my mucus eliminator. See how this is going? See how this works? Lemongrass, olive leaf, oregano. How popular is that? Especially in Italian culture. I use Italian herbs. I use Italian herbal blend. I never really counted how many herbs was in there, but look and see in your favorite health store or what have you, an Italian blend, and look and see how many herbs are in there. Matter of fact, I got an Italian blend, and I'm going to look and see how many herbs are in there. It probably 6, 7, 8. I don't know, but that's an herbal blend. And let me say this too, real quick. Let's stop buying the cheapest herbs out here. Let's stop buying the cheapest herbal blends and seasonings. The cheapest stuff. Black pepper for 99 cents is that black pepper. I read this in a book a long time ago. Is that real black pepper that you're buying for 99 cents? Now, I know sometimes you can get things in bulk and the price go down, but make sure that's real black pepper you're buying for 99 cents. What's that salt we take in? What is table salt? Do some research. Do your own research. What is table salt? What is white sugar? Do your research. But I said all that to say, the lady came in and she had a different thought process on what herbals are, only because she never learned as a little girl to put them already in the food as other cultures. So a lot of herbals that I can't even think of right now while I'm doing this video that I didn't cook with in different dishes, used for spices. Paprika. Paprika is a wonderful spice. And a lot of people don't know how high that is in vitamin C. You don't know how high vitamin C is in paprika. It's not just a garnish. So yeah. All right, I'm going over here to the flea market. I got a couple of things to get. I need some to kind of store some things, and I got to go over to the flea market and make sure, to see if they got it. Whatever. I'm rambling now, so I got to end this video. But I'm going to change minds on a lot of what herbals and a lot of what people thinking about herbs are, and not to fear them, but respect them. And with that said, I'm out.